Hey there guys, my name's Sterling Rank and I'm from Aussiekidproductions, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to color correct. And this is in After Effects. I'm going to teach you it as well in Sony Vegas, even though it's not as easy. So if you're gonna do it in After Effects, you could turn out with something like this. It makes it look a lot better. As you can see, I've added a vignette, and that's basically just it's kind of a shading around the corners of the composition. And I've also added just some basic color correction. Made the, it's basic. So what you want to do is create a new layer. So you go to Layer, New, Adjustment Layer. You go to Effect, Color Correction, Curves. Now you can adjust this to your liking, but you want to keep it pretty, you want to keep the right side, which is the brightness of any highlights, fairly high, but not too high, because say you had the skin color, you don't want to bring it up so you don't really notice much, unless you want to, but it seems like overexposure. Now you bring down the other side. This is the lowlights or midtones, and you can also drag around the center, but there you go, the center, and it's basically the same. So now what we want to do is saturate it, desaturate it. So you go to color correction, tint. Now this will make it grey, so it'll turn it into a grayscale. But you click this amount to tint, and you drag that down to around 50%, and it'll get rid of any unless you want it like that, it'll get rid of any highly saturated colors. So now you can also go to Effect, Color Correction. Where is it? There it is, Levels. Now you can drag this up and down. This is also like color correction, and there you go. So you drag the center one. Let me just bring it out a bit more. You drag the center one to the right, and it'll make it darker. To the left, brighter. So bring it down. And that's about it. Unless you want to change the red, green, and blue, you can make it look cold. So bring it to the right, will increase the red. Left, decrease. Blue to the left. And there you go. Now we're going to go to Layer, New, Solid. Change it from blue to black. Click OK. Now click this thing here, the ellipse tool. Make it into an ellipse. So you hold Shift, you click one corner, and you drag it out. Now this will make a perfect circle. Press V for your pen tool. Bring it up to the center. Press S and scale it up. Just bring it across. There you go. Now press M, and that'll bring up your mask tools. From mask 1, change from add to subtract, and press F. This will bring up your feathering, and drag it across to the right. Now this will feather it out, so it's hardly noticeable. Now what we want to do is you just fiddle with it a bit, see what it looks like. Bring it up, and there you go. Now you're going to press T, because as you can see, it's kind of black on the corners. And there's your basic vignette. It looks very cold, which is pretty cool. So yeah, and now I'll bring you onto the Sony Vegas one. Alright, so we're going to be using this. This is a video that I've already put on YouTube. It's called Jump in the Pool, and it's basically just me and my mates jumping in the pool in slow motion, which is pretty cool. Awesome dive. And he's giving us the finger. Anyway, so this is actually, it's uncolor corrected, so this makes it perfectly this makes it suitable for my tutorial. So what you want to do is click in the bottom corner or top, depends where you have it. I think in the original it's at the top. You're going to click Video Effects. Now I think this is also in the tools somewhere. And we can either use color curves or color corrector. Now the color corrector is the color wheel, and it's actually a lot easier, but it also depends on if you're good at it or if that's what you want to use. The curves is a lot. I find the curves easier. This gives it a more retro look. So look, this is the low lights, midtones, and highlights. And the saturation, you can bring it up, it makes it look weird. But as I said, it has a very retro feel to it. Bring up the gain, turn up the offset, down the gain one, and pretty cool. But that's not what we're looking for. What you can do is click the color curves here and drag it onto your video file, and this will create us a perfectly fine color curves adjustment. Now what we can do is drag up one side, so this is the right hand side, the upper side. Now this is the brightness, and the bottom side's the darkness. You can think of it as like heaven and hell, I guess, because you know, you go up for heaven and it's bright and happy, and you go down to hell and it's black, and that's kind of lame. Now this is on red, green, and blue, so basically just the dark and the light. So now if you go to red, the up arrow is making it brighter, dark is making it less, and turning into a green kind of color. Now 1 second, there we go. So dragging this up and down is pretty it's fun to mess around with it. So you drag this down, it'll make it colder, bring it up, but we're looking for a pretty warm look, so I might just bring that down, bring it up. I haven't really done this much in Sony Vegas, so I'm pretty much useless at it. There you go. Now let's move it across. See what we get. Anyway, the colors are a lot more vivid now. It still has a retro look, but another thing you can do, and I reckon that's not really the good one. Of course, you can always play around, have some fun, like a Predator look. But go to color corrector. I reckon that's a lot better, and just bring that up. And you can mess around with this. Highlights. It's the far right. You get a nice warm look out of it. You bring it up more. Bring the mid-tones down, I think. I bring them up. And bring the low lights across. And then you can bring the saturation up, bring it down. This is also like the one that I showed you in, as I was saying before. It does make it look pretty bad when it's up here, but around here, it's basically just better than tinting it and bringing it down. It's the same thing, really. The gamma is the brightness. The gain. Hallelujah. I'm deleting that. Anyway. The gain is basically the glow, really. It gives a nice glow, but we didn't really want that. And the offset's, well, honestly, I don't really know what that is. I think it just makes it darker or brighter. Same as gamma. But it's a lot easier in After Effects. You can also get programs that do it for you. And there's also one that I used to use. It's Magic Bullet, and for this, it came with that as well. You can get Magic Bullet looks. It's also a desaturate highs. There's a lot of them. So just mess around with them. You can also make giving them film grains. You know, even though that looks crap. And also another thing, if you have a muzzle flash, for this, before I used muzzle flashes, I used to use what do you call it? Find it. It was basically just a bright light. Oh, I'm on it. The bump map, and you bring that up to spotlight, and you can drag this across so you get the light. And this is actually, I did use muzzle flashes, but I use this as the light for the muzzle flashes. I bring up the intensity, and I bring down the focus, or I bring up the focus, the ambience, so it was the same color, but that was brighter. It was around there, around 50%. Whatever. And the sharpness, kind of brought it up or down. So bring up the bump map, it makes it look really weird. And that's just the red, green, and alpha, whatever. And yeah. So if you ever, you know, suggest me a tutorial, and I'll probably make it for you. I'll get around to it eventually. And thanks. Subscribe, comment, rate.